What we're going to be talking about today are classes in CSS or style sheets. Classes are really cool, and what they normally do is they go along with something called IDs. In fact, if you go and open up W3 Schools and you go to CSS, they have a CSS ID and class together. They put them together. I'm going to separate them out a little bit, just teach you classes today, and then we'll talk about IDs later on when we're in class together. But classes are really cool because what they do is you can take different tags. For example, I've got 3 different paragraph tags here, and what I can do is if I want one to be blue, and if I want a different one to be red, and if I want the third one to be purple, that's going to be difficult to do in CSS because if I go up, for example, and I put my P tag up on top, and I come down here and I open my bracket, and then I put color, blue, and then I close my bracket and I save it, what is going to occur when I refresh it is they're all going to turn blue. Well, what if I don't want all of my paragraphs to be blue? What if I want a couple of them to be a different color for whatever reason? And again, I'm just using paragraphs because I just created a very simple little notepad just to show you how it works. But there's lots of different ways that you can use classes. So instead of doing a P tag and putting color blue, what I can do, and let me go to my CSS, is you can put a dot, so a period, and then a name. You can give it a name. So for example, let's again skip over the ID section right here and let's go down to the class selector. And it says it's used to specify a style for a group of elements. Okay? And the class selector is most often used on several elements. And that's the main difference, just to let you know. The ID selector you only use on one element inside your entire HTML document. You can only use it once. Classes you can use for many different things. So, for example, it allows you to set a particular style for elements with the same class. It's used and defined with a period right there. That's what that is, little period. In the example below, all elements with the class equals center will be center aligned. So what they did is they put a dot center. That's what they called it. You can put whatever you want. I could have called it dot brown. I could have called it dot period. I could have called it whatever I wanted to call it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my notepad, and instead of my P tag right here, I'm going to keep that because I do want it to be blue. I'm going to put a dot blue. Okay? And so my dot blue, so that class is going to be called my blue class. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put a dot, what were the other ones that I wanted to use? Let's go back to here, a red and a purple. Okay, so I'm going to come back here. So I got a dot red, and then I'm going to open that up, and color is going to be red, and end it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dot purple, and then again, you know what would have been a lot smarter of me is to just copy and paste and change the coloring. That would have been a lot easier, but CSS is pretty easy, and so I've got it done. So I've got a class that's equal to blue, a class that's red, and a class that's purple. And what it will do is anything that I put a class in, it will change the text to those colors. So let's go show you. I'm going to come down here now, and so my first P class, or I'm sorry, in my first paragraph, I'm going to put a class, and I'm just going to call it class is equal to, and then always put my quotation marks, and I'm going to put blue. Okay? And then I'm going to come down here, and I am going to be smart this time. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it right there. And I'm going to change this to red. And then since I already have it copied once, I can paste it again. And I'm going to put this class as purple. Okay? I'll save it. And now when I go back here and refresh it, hopefully what happens is my first one is blue, my second one is red, and my third one is purple. And again, you can use this for anything you want. For example, let me just show you real quick. If I want to change my H1, okay, and I want to change that to purple, it doesn't have to be a P tag. I can go right up here to my H1, and I can put a class equal to purple. And when I save it again, it's going to go right up here. And it's going to look for the dot that says purple, and it's going to do whatever that says. It doesn't have to be a color, ladies and gentlemen. Just like W3 Schools showed you, it can align text. Whatever your CSS can do, you can put it in, because that's all it is. It's CSS, but all the class is doing is it's saying, I want certain things to have this. And put a class, put it inside the selector down here, okay? And then when we save it and we refresh it, it changes to purple. All right, so give it a shot, try it on lots of different things that you do, and have fun with it.